So from my perspective of doing this for a very long time in these sorts of contexts in different cultures around the world, it's not my responsibility or my program's responsibility to engage in any type of law enforcement at all. We're working with marginalized groups of people. We're looking at discrimination and disadvantaged groups, and our trade is provided there to support them. Now, what does that mean in reality? Of course, things pop up every now and then. That's the reason we're working in these communities, because issues exist. We're not working in them because everything's hunky-dory and fine and lovely. So what do we do about that? So we have a program. So if you can find it on the Body Shop website. It's called the Sustainable Sourcing Charter. And the Sustainable Sourcing Charter is how we source and manage all of our natural raw materials, our community fair trade program. And it sets out a framework of principles designed around how we engage with people. What is our legal requirement? What is the legal minimums in country? What are we seeing about employment practices? How does that mirror with local law, international best practice? Because most of our principles are based upon ILO convention. So that's a global practice, which is much higher standard than many countries have themselves. The second section is all about the environment. Where's the material coming from? Is it traceable, sustainable? Is it doing no harm to the environment? Is it you're applying good agricultural processes? Is your systems regenerating nature? All of those sections. The third's about the product. How do we get it into our product? Does it work for us? How are the groups formed? Are they actually formed in a way that can support the Body Shop's business? Can they send what we want, when we want it, to the right cost, the right quality? What are the governance systems in place in that organization? And the last section, which is really most relevant to community fair trade relationships, is a whole set of commitments from the Body Shop to our community fair trade partners. Things like I've talked about, working hand in hand, face to face with Andrew and his team, doing that capacity building, that support mechanism as a young startup organization needs. If you want to work with the Body Shop, there's a whole set of criteria you need to meet. So how do we do that? So we work together. And if I can't bring that skill, I've got 22,000 Body Shop staff with skill. They can bring that to the relationship, or we partner with other NGOs. We bring them in so that we can build that capacity. So it really depends on the situation that you're working in, but we don't call in legal issues whatsoever. The job is that we manage them in a collective action. In fact, we have what's called a collaborative action plan with all of our CFT partners for things that aren't working so well, things that could be better, whether it's social, environmental, business, organization, to see that change come over time.